Hello, good morning, everyone. Give a moment for folks to come on in. We're very excited to talk with you today. So we're going to get started with our webinar here. We're excited to have you all joining us. Today is going to be a casual conversation. We're just going to have a very fluid and good conversation between our hosts today. We have a webinar on Better Together, how visiting media and Teneo will transform your sales. So we have announced a strategic alliance between Teneo Hospitality Group and Visiting Media. And so as we go into the webinar, our host today will describe the benefits for you, for properties, for event planners, and really how this new strategic alliance is going to benefit your sales team and drive revenue. So as we get started, I'm excited to introduce to you Ben Powers, the CEO of Visiting Media, and Mike Schucht, president of Teneo Hospitality Group, who we have with us today. Feel free, gentlemen, to say hi.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, Mike.
Sure. Thank you so much, Chelsea.
Yes, very excited to have you. So what you're going to learn today, again, we're going to have a good dynamic discussion about the alignment between Teneo Hospitality Group and Visiting Media. You're going to learn how each solution aligns with your prospecting and sales goals. And you're going to discover the tools and features which make the planning process more efficient and effective. So as you go along and listen to some of these specific points, please use the Q&A feature to ask questions. We're going to have time at the end to dive into anything that you want to know more about. So please use that feature. We'll be monitoring it. But to get started, I want to pass over to Mike and start talking, at least give a high-level intro of Teneo and the value that you bring to the marketplace, and learn a little bit more for folks in the audience who might have not heard about Teneo before. So Mike, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, I cannot believe we have this amazing partnership with TrueTour and Visiting Media. I mean, it is absolutely awesome. We're an extension of our hotels team, and now we get to share this amazing information with our clients and with our hotels. So it really transforms our ability to represent our hotels because of this amazing technology. And so, we have over 130 hotels that are now part of this. And it's just a very, powerful tool. And then, for our clients, we're able to educate them. They can come on our site. They don't necessarily have to go somewhere anymore. They can just come onto our site, learn all about this interactive technology, and really save time and opportunity for our sales professionals. And then, the fun part is, we have 19 sales professionals out there, along with our coordinators or sales associates, and everybody is getting educated on this. And so it's a combination of it's a combination of our hotels and our clients all working together very closely with Visiting Media and TrueTour to showcase this tremendous technology. So we are absolutely grateful, and the best is yet to come.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike. Yes, we're excited as well. I think we've enjoyed the process of aligning together and really learning also more about specifically Teneo and the possibilities there. So we were just thrilled to get started on this process. I also want to pass it over to Ben as well to touch base a little bit on Visiting Media, especially if you're in the audience and you're new to Visiting Media and TrueTour. So Ben, if you wanted to go ahead, we're going to have you discuss competitive advantages that TrueTour and Visiting Media brings to folks here as well.
You bet. And Mike really said it well. With Teneo, there's so many deliverables and added value within those memberships, not only the team of 19 that Mike mentioned, but the website and the way planners are interacting with content. All of these things are things we focus on like a laser, not a razor, like a laser, when we're trying to figure out, what parts of our software do we deploy? How do we do it? Why do we do it? So a lot of the several months of work that's gone into today is really about that. So when we think about our software, if we zoom out for a moment, I'll share my screen here briefly. Really, this software is a place where our customers load all their sales and marketing assets. So imagine how powerful it would be if those assets also could be leveraged by, for example, Teneo's staff We'll get to that in a second. So those assets go into the software, and then our customers log in. And the key here are these superpower features. We try to build within our software functionality that humans can use to do what they do even better. Think of it like a superpower. And when you think about, Teneo as this amazing channel and this team of people that are working as an extension of the hotel, we want them to have things like 3D so they can virtually share your hotel, but we also want them to have the things on the left of the slide. And our software is one of the only ways on earth to put all that into one database. And so talking about, the hotel, when we're actually working with a property team, they're using this software to access their assets and our training. And we're really just helping them do what they do each and every day with this technology at their side, which has been proven to give them a lot more competitive advantage and close business faster, really outpace competitors. Enter Teneo into the relationship. As I mentioned, all these assets are in our software and all these people are logging in. We want to add other teams. Think of this global team login in the lower right corner as a place they can go. For example, we've developed a portal here where all the Teneo visiting media customers live, members live, and we're training Teneo's team how to leverage that, just like we would train a hotel. So this is a huge aggregate database of all of these assets. And now through what we call channel integration, you notice websites, Teneo, industry channels, they become a big part of using these assets on their website. And we're going to get to that here in a little bit. Mike and I will show you how we've leveraged some of these assets on behalf of our common clients on the website. But I wanted to explain this bigger picture. It's not just about enabling people with these features, some of which I've got on the screen here, selling on the phone, selling virtually, but really looking at where on the internet, like channels, that's what we're talking about today, can we distribute this content to make it really, have a ripple effect. So that's a quick overview of what we do in terms of content management for sales teams, but really that distribution to Teneo and Mike's team is the key and really the bedrock of what we're up to. I'm going to pass it back to you, Chelsea, for next. Like looking, what are we talking about next?
Yes, thank you. So we do want to talk about how specifically the integration within Teneo. So we've been doing a lot of work on the back end in this partnership and providing resources within the listings on Teneo. So it would be valuable, I think, with partnership with folks on your team, Mike, to talk about how the integration is currently functioning and go through a bit more about what a planner, say, for instance, might be able to see or expect as they go through the listing, and talk a little bit more about in practice when the rubber hits the road on that end of things.
And Mike, if it's helpful, I can show some examples while you're talking. Would that be helpful?
Sure. The first thing is when we talk about clients, these are meeting plan clients, and they now can come onto our site and learn something that they couldn't have learned before. We have lots of great information, but there's so many unique things that clients can now see, which is very different. And when we're talking about hotels that are independent or smaller type of brands, we're really trying to, talk about the culinary delivery. We're talking about, various value propositions. We're talking about all kind of unique things that set them apart from brands. That is, the value propositions of many of our hotels and that's what our clients really like. And then at the same time, our members, they're now in a situation where we're working very closely together with the absolute best information that is out there. And we're talking about that best information to those clients that want to book meetings. So it provides a tremendous level of new opportunity for Teneo to represent 130 hotels different than we did yesterday. And we're going to continue to add hotels. And we're really looking forward to those hotels that are part of the Teneo portfolio that are not yet part of visiting media. So it's kind of our goal to just continue to increase that. But really what is unique is that, we're in a position to be an extension of the team. of our member hotels like we never have before, because we're providing a product that is so unique and interesting on one side. And on the other side of the coin, there's that opportunity to take, a client who, okay, might not have an opportunity to fly or go to some other area, and that we can educate them, as maybe not too far, as if they were there, firsthand. And so there's just so many, unique things about this partnership that we are building. And it's a combination of other things. And the last thing I'll say is, and this is really, to me, the kind of the super exciting part, is that our team, okay, has an opportunity to really learn, get into each hotel, understand it. So not only, again, are we working closely with clients and members, but we're also becoming more of an expert on our properties, and that we're selling that on a day-to-day basis. And so all this information now that Ben is showing us, kind of all adds up together to a partnership that, is really exciting and just the beginning. And so we're very thankful for that.
Yeah, and what I'm trying to show here, as Mike is explaining it, is that on these beautiful profile pages, we have such great content about size, about capacity. There's beautiful photography. Many hotels have beautiful videography. We're just looking at where can we enhance the immersive quality of the page. And this integration was done so thoughtfully, where we're not really focusing on photos or videos or any of that other stuff that's already well represented. We're focusing on what we call immersive assets. And so this allows not only the user of the platform to understand things like proximity to the ocean for this gorgeous California property, but I think it's a key to note that a lot of the reason that someone picks a hotel for an event has to do with the amenities, has to do with the lobby and the feel of restaurants and the pool. And we've seen that borne out in data. So you'll notice as you play around with the integration that not only is event space represented, but I think it's important to note copious amounts of guest room, suite, and public locations as well, all blended together with the event space. Yeah. And I'm just trying to show examples of where this integration lives and really the first iteration, what we've made possible.
Excellent.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think one of the beauties of this is that, it's so easy to access all this information onto our website. And again, what I can't wait till is like our sales professionals start, talking one by one to our clients and saying, hey, look at what we have here. And then on the flip side of that equation, we're now also going to have conversations with us on the phone, with our members on the phone, and at the same time, our clients on the phone. We're all going to be talking together because, we can really take them through a whole different level of opportunity here with this technology.
Yeah, the fun thing, Mike, that I'm looking forward to is this next phase where we really empower every Teneo employee, every user on your side to do the things the hotels can do. So I've just pulled up this Fairmont Mayakoba 3D model of their second floor event space. I've actually been to this hotel once and walked this space, but the ability
I've been there a few times myself.
It's a beautiful property. This place, I get lost all the time. The trails are so interconnected, but being able to step into the foyer of this event space and actually walk it with a customer on behalf of the hotel as if you're there and really help their brain connect with what it feels like. Now think of all the added value. And so these tools are, great. They enhance the page, but it's really what you can achieve with them. And part of our goal is to make the Teneo team just a massive ripple effect of the property team, which is in alignment with Mike, what you guys are really focused on, but also do it in a best in class way where you're absolutely the top of the industry at doing that for the hotel. And these tools become quite effective at helping us eke out that competitive advantage. I love to point out this tool. The other thing about this tool that I believe your team is excited about, and I know a lot of our properties are, is the ability to measure through it. For example, here we have the Fairmont Mayakoba, and I can tell you how long the hallways are and give a sense of distance between spaces. This is obviously very effective for events planning as well.
Well, I mean, that is completely huge. And in particular, when we get into the larger type of programs, okay, it even becomes more important because, we're talking about, rear screen projection, and we're talking about all these different things that take place. And so to have all these details are great. And again, clients can go through it, understand it as best they can, and then um, eventually come see that property face to face. But you're right. That's a tremendous opportunity for us.
One thing I thought we could do, Chelsea, I know we don't have a real long time today, but I'd love to show some of the ways that consumers not only can interact with the content, but share it. We do have an audience of nearly 50 people. Imagine you're all, shopping for a property and you happen to find this amazing website. And just to give you guys some examples, not only what can be done through the site content, but also through the TrueTour software when you're talking with Teneo salespeople. Do you think it'd be a good time to maybe demonstrate a few of those capabilities?
Yeah, that's actually, there was a question that had come through also.
Okay.
But if you, I think it touches on that a bit. And if you wanted to at least showcase a little bit more about how, for example, Mike, your team would be using the tool, and additionally, how we're going to be enabling the team. So all the value that you're going to be driving. I know we have folks from our side too, who might have not had a full picture yet of how that would work in practice. I think that ties right in.
Yeah. And Mike, if you want to maybe explain, I know from your side, you got some thoughts on that, and then I can also show some of the ways the software can be leveraged by just individuals who find it on your website.
Yeah, I mean, the fun part about this whole thing is that we're at the very tip of the iceberg. That we're going to really dig in deep on one hotel after the other. And one of the things within our company is that there is a pretty strong percentage of business that comes from a certain number of clients. These are clients that we're celebrating our 10th anniversary, and so to be able to kind of take this something that we have not had and take it to the next level is where we're really going to be spending our time. So some of your opportunities here, Ben, are right on the money.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we looked at when we were vetting our partnership and how it should fit together is really the ability not only to bring content to the page like you see here, but the convenience of that flowing directly from the properties. And I think for those of you who've worked with us, you already know this. A lot of you have not, but our system has really a back-end world. I'll just take the liberty of showing you here. And this is where hotels are adding all their sales assets. And this is how we get those sales assets into our software. This is what our software looks like. And then the sales team uses this at the hotel level. But this same location now can syndicate to other places, and Teneo being one of them. So the beautiful part about this, I'll go back to this one Brooklyn Bridge, gorgeous property. This team, of course, is vigorously updating the assets in their TrueTour software because they rely on it. Imagine them using this each and every day, right? That means those assets are hyper current when they show up here. They're glued together. So Mike, you've shared with me and your team has before how sometimes it can be a challenge to keep those assets current. I'd love for you to maybe talk a bit about how much that helps, right? Because we have this connection directly to the properties. And I know you had some strong thoughts on that before.
Yeah, I mean, to try to keep everything very tight and updated constantly is a core part of how we work with our clients. And so we again, it's awesome that we have 130 hotels that are part of this, and we're going to continue to challenge all of our hotels to make sure that we continue to have all of the information that is updated and ready to go. Because again, it's for us, there are so many value propositions, okay, that are critical to our business and critical to our clients. And again, what makes things interesting is we do compete with brands flat out. We compete with some, whether it's certain types of Hiltons and Marriotts and Ritz-Carltons and Four Seasons and all these different opportunities. We're always competing. And to continue to have information that is updated all of the time so that when an opportunity comes to us, we're able to expose our clients to that. And at the same time, our properties, that's really the difference. So we're looking forward not only to working with properties to expand this, and at the same time, we're looking to expand beyond 130 hotels and continue this as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're in agreement that you think about the world we're in today, just having gone through this pandemic and the way we use devices. When we put on our hats at Visiting Media, we think of this as kind of a table stakes thing. Like it's really an essential capability for hotels. And as we align our partnership and we're able to really drive that value, I think properties quickly will agree. This is a separate comment, but I was on the phone with Starwood this morning, one of my ownership group clients, and I noticed they own the Brooklyn Bridge One Hotel. This is the portal Starwood uses when they're checking out their assets and working with their asset managers and properties. But our technology even flows up to the ownership level. So for those of you who weren't aware of it, I figured it would be a good time to point that out, because we are looking here at one of the Starwood owned properties on the Teneo platform. So it even connects those ownership teams. And by the way, when ownership learns about these sorts of innovations, Mike, they really get excited. So it's a way to help promote the value of the products together.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's good to know. And again, we're having some fun with, frankly, is, in the last 4 weeks, we've been able to take various clients, kind of having those conversations. We're having webinars and things, and we're taking them right through step by step of our properties. And so we're excited because the difference is starting to be felt.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, Mike, that we talked earlier on the call about the software in the hands of your team, and I don't think we've really broken into that much on this call. It's something we're planning to really introduce in the next phase of our relationship. But as an example, I'm on the phone here with a big group of people through screen share. One of the things that Mike's team will be able to do is load up your properties and have access to these incredibly valuable locations. But I think it's important to note, also share that content as they're sharing information on the property to the customer. As an example, I've loaded up a guest room here from an independent hotel in my TrueTour software, similar to how Mike's team would see the content. And I can click this share button in the lower right corner. And this is going to pull up on the screen the option to text this to a customer. I can create a link here that could go in an email. What I want to point out is this QR code, because we are on screen share. And if any of you are interested, feel free to scan that. What it will do is pull this sales asset. Again, it's your sales asset that you loaded into the software, and allows the folks that are promoting you, like your sales team and, of course, Teneo, to then share that asset on to other folks. And the really important thing to note here is this is inside a technology that means you have full control always. So whether I'm sharing a 3D model of a guest room like I am here, or I'm sharing a PDF because someone asked about your restaurant menu, it's inside our software. That means if it ever gets updated, you update it in one place. It updates Teneo, it updates your website, it updates your sales team, and every customer that's ever received any of that content. So it's a really important thing to note as we look at the power of these integrations on the website, but also the way we're going to get this content into the hands of the sales team, and then, of course, that customer at the end of the day. And I'm a nerd for this stuff, so forgive me for going a little bit out there, but I think it does.
I'm kind of smiling here myself, Ben, because the number of value propositions that you're introducing into this is quite extensive. I mean, we're talking about, okay, we're just going from a basic, this is what the property is, this is what it does, and then we're taking it all the way through now these QR codes. And even when we look at a ballroom that's getting measured, and the space, to move in and move out, and elevators, and you name it, it's just all here. I don't know that there's much of a trick that has been missed. So
Yeah.
we're this is like 2.0 Ben Powers.
Well, I think what Mike's alluding to, and we share it, is a passion for really doing things that haven't necessarily been done before, and doing them in a way that truly focuses on value and competitive advantage and making a difference. And so when you get people like us together and our teams together, a lot of it is like, whoa, there's so much we can do here. Where do we start? And, a bit of it is that, but I appreciate your excitement because we certainly share it.
Yeah, we're just gonna, you do your thing. We're just gonna follow you behind, okay? At some point, we'll catch up. It's just gonna be a while, okay?
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Well, I know we're getting pretty close to the end here, Chelsea. We were a little off script there, team, but thank you for riding along with us. Do you want to open up a potential Q&A? I know, I don't know if we've had any questions yet from the audience, but we'd love to at least pause and make sure we address any.
Yeah, there was at least a question related to, and as I'm distilling it down, it's really about enabling teams. And I think Ben, on the visiting media side of things, I know you touched on it earlier, but again, doubling down on a lot of this technology is new. We're innovators in our space. We're doing things that no one else is doing. So our commitment to training and to enabling the ease of use for the end user, which is the event planner, or, folks who are your leads, who you want to drive business towards. I thought we could touch on our commitment to that because it really is a big part of what we do. It's not just, here's a new tool. It's really us plus the customer plus the tool. So if you wanted to touch on that as well.
That's well said. Almost all of us came out of the industry, and I was literally on the phone. I mentioned with Starwood last hour, and Joe over there said, I thought you guys were a virtual tour company, and now I see completely that that's not true. You're a software company. You just happen to make virtual tours kind of obsolete and replace it with really focused sales tools. But it's well said. One of the things we have to do, there's no option to skip this step, is empower the user to really understand how we can change their life together. We will fail without them. They will fail without us a lot of times, but together we can completely redefine how we go to work and the level of joy and success we can have. It's like any surgeon going into surgery without tools, right? You give them tools and training, and it's the same story. We're all professionals. So our commitment is absolutely to build software that focuses on real use cases, data-driven differentiation. The assets matter. A lot of hotels already have them, but we can create them as well, as you saw. But really, it's the training. I would argue half of what people invest in with us, it goes to that training and support. And we are almost to a fault committed to adoption and training. It's the common thread here at the company, but we're getting pretty good at it. So yeah, thank you, Chelsea. I think that's really important to discuss.
Yeah, I thought a comment too from Mark suggests we start using the term True Tour call instead of Zoom call. It is a true tour experience in every way. So that's a great Mark.
Come back in 4 months or so. We actually have a screen share functionality that is built into the new version of the software. So there will be a day within the year where we don't use Zoom anymore. We simply click on the True Tour link, and there the salesperson is right there, and you can interact through the actual asset. My engineers are now like, oh no, Ben said within.
Okay. Yeah, great. Yeah, I think so Mike, also on your end, I'm curious too, as you're looking at, and I wanted to at least mention before we log off, I'm going to share my screen and share how you can get connected with Mike directly with visiting media on our side. We'll have some details there. We'll also be sending out the recording, but also I know that IMEX is coming up really soon as well. I wanted to mention that you're going to be present there. We're going to be, with our strategic alliance, being able to show in more interactive fashion how we're really, forging together with this partnership. And there's more information to come over the next couple of months too, as this expands. So, yeah.
Yeah, we used to say that our annual summit was our Super Bowl, and believe me, it is, and it's going to happen in early November. But right behind that these days now is our approach to IMEX, and so we've had our largest booth size ever. We're doing all kind of satellite events. We have all kind of activities. We got now this suite at the Delano that we'll be utilizing for our clients, our hotel members, and our team. And so we've taken our whole IMEX and have cranked it up, tenfold almostly. And so we're really excited about that. And so it'll be interesting too, how, we can work together during the time IMEX is there, and, have our mutual clients or excuse me, members. And then as we're, looking to establish more of our members with True Tour Media, Visiting Media, or True Tour, then, there's just a lot more opportunities. So we're looking forward to this time, and, we're only a few weeks away. So look out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you in person at IMEX. I also want to add one thing just off the cuff here. We've had the opportunity to work with several channels in various parts of the industry. I can't think of one that has been as proactive and excited about it than Teneo and Mike and your team. I really think that's important to note. This is taken seriously. We all see the opportunity together. And if you're an independent hotel that can benefit from their services and you're not using it, I would seriously recommend taking a steep look at it. It's such a huge value-packed proposition, and they are serious about competitive advantage. And I don't usually see that. So I wanted to make that note.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Well, thank you
Awesome.
both, and thank you for everyone for joining us. Again, to learn more, we're going to send an email out after this call with the recording. You'll have links at your fingertips, but connect here. We have some contact information, and please reach out. Mike Schucht at teneohg.com right there. And we have Ben's email there as well, Ben at visitingmedia.com, and also reach out to sales at visitingmedia.com for more information too. So keep an eye on your inbox. And thank you both again, and appreciate everyone joining us today. So we will onward and upward, and we're all excited to be bringing you all these innovations and really drive that competitive advantage for you all. So,
well, Chelsea, you did an A+ job, so thank you to you as well. Thank you.
Yes, Chelsea, thank you. We're jumping from call to call, and you made it easy, so thank you.
Absolutely. All right, everyone, have a great day, and we will see you on the other side.
Sounds good.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Thank you.
Thanks.